Welcome everyone. I just jumping in to do an September energy update. And as I was coming into my inner guidance and inner mastery, the first word that came into mind and into heart was balance. Balance. And so let us explore balance. Because there's also the word neutrality. And they're two different things, finding balance and finding neutrality. And September is going to teach us a lot about finding balance. Because neutrality is an aspect of the self. Neutrality is the ability to stay within, observing all, allowing everything to move as it is moving, and becoming the observer of what's in front of us, without an attachment to a result, without an attachment to a direction. So that is being in the state of neutrality, being in a higher aspect of awareness, where we are being able to become the observers of what's transpiring in our personal life and collective. And being in neutrality is not necessarily easy to achieve. And it's not a constant either. It fluctuates. But if we focus our direction into that neutrality, which is a bit of a contradiction in itself, because you are aiming for a direction, and neutrality means as well staying still. But it's from a higher perspective, so it's not stopping and waiting idly. It's not stopping and not having an opinion. It's stopping in a sense of gaining perspective from a higher point. When I teach yoga and we start with breath work, I always direct the flow of the breath into finding them in between the breaths, finding that moment where you exhaled and you're about to inhale again, and that is neutrality point. That is a 0 point. That is a point of observance. And then there's balance. And finding balance means you are dealing with maybe 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 different elements in your life. And we're doing this as a collective as well, where maybe all of these aspects are really important and are really having an impact in our decisions. And so finding balance is, can we juggle them all in a way that they are all equally, or they are in equilibrium. So one is not heavier than the other, one aspect is not taking more energy than the other. So there's not that battle, a constant battle for energy and attention. So finding balance is putting all those aspects in harmony. And hence we're obviously entering a very powerful pathway in September with the Virgo energies. And Virgo always brings that sense of self-independence, the self-sufficient aspect in ourselves, but also brings the self-critic. So we enter with a lot of that inner voice that might bring us into a state of, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where this is going, this is not good enough, I'm not good enough. All of this starts to transpire. We have Mercury coming into retrograde on the 23rd. So we already start building with that energy. It's like pulling back the bow, no? So we're going to start feeling again that restriction a little bit towards direction. And of course we will enter the autumn or the spring equinox, depending where you are in the planet. And that also is opportunity for inner shifts and change. Now September is going to come very foggy. It's going to come very quickly. There's going to be so much coming and going, so many points of view, so many new information coming in that might contradict past information. And so again, balance and neutrality. Finding balance into whatever you're listening to, finding balance into any belief system that you are gravitating towards, finding balance within yourself, and then at the same time reaching a point of neutrality. So that would be ideal, really, because you are creating harmony, finding harmony within all of this state of chaos, and at the same time being able to see it from a higher perspective. So you are observing the game and keeping the game in harmony. And we can all do this because we do have that ability to be the creator, be the dreamer. We can call it many ways, but being also the dream within the dream that you're dreaming, or being that piece of art that you are painting as you're painting it. So you become aware of all aspects of self, all aspects of creation. And the key here, the key to enter into neutrality or balance, is aligning with yourself, aligning with the higher aspect of yourself, aligning with your truth. And we've been working with truth in the past month as well. We're working with a lot of issues surfacing again, of the question has been coming back. Who are you? Who are we? What are we doing? What is it that we really want to focus on? And before we launch with full force, this is a moment that where we go, I'm going to step back just a little bit, just long enough, so I can gain perspective, I can gain a state of neutrality, and I can achieve balance and achieve harmony. Of course, the new moon is coming on the 7th of September, and it's a great opportunity for those of you who follow the energetics of the planets as opportunities of energetic wisdom. It's an opportunity to put the seed. But this is a very personal seed. It's not a collective seed. It's a very emotional seed. Where are you now, and what is it that you want to achieve at an emotional level? Maybe you've been finding yourself that you wanting to express more your emotions more freely. Maybe you want to feel them more. Maybe you want to allow yourself to be more in this state of flow and not resist it so much. Maybe you are willing to find balance within your emotions. So it's a very personal emotional seed, the new moon. And then it comes the full moon coming into Pisces, which will lead into the equinox. And so the Piscean moon, it's always a very powerful spiritual moon. It is that of the dream world. It is that of those of us who really connect to that. The world can be way much more beautiful and just in its highest aspect, right? So this is our time to really start, and if you already started, to with much more devotion and faith, to really focus on the highest aspect of life for you and for everybody. And so it is a very devotional moon. So this whole time of September, while there's going to be a lot of distractions and happenings and upheaval and energies, because there's other configurations at play, other power struggle at play with Mars and Scorpio, and there's so much behind the scenes. But it's not for our mind to understand, it's for us to feel it and navigate it. So we're going to be feeling all of that. Can we step in a space of neutrality and balance? Sun weather is exploding in the sense of there's more and more plasma coming into our lives. Plasma coming and impacting the magnetic field, solar plasma, impacting the magnetic field of the planet, hence our own magnetic field, because we're all interconnected and we're completely unified. And you can search string theory. So this plasma coming in is again a wave after wave after wave of purification, upgrade, downloads, you can call it whatever it is, new understanding. And it might feel in different ways in your body, chest pressure, sinus pressure, headaches. All of this is our natural symptoms or our physicality adapting to this extra currents of energy, and magnetic and energetic. So remember to find balance in your life where you're allowing yourself to be in your physical body, allowing your breath to bring in the life force that you're needing, the focus and direction that you need, allowing however you connect to your higher wisdom, or your inner master, or because nothing is outside of you. So that inner mastery comes, we connect to it in different ways, through meditation, through nature walk, through creativity, through dance, through song, through being in with family. Whichever way you find this moment when you go, this feels naturally good, this feels just so joyful, that's where you're aligning yourself and connecting with this energy. And you can also use your intention to do that as well, to truly stepping into that alignment. So remember, this moment, this September, it may become very foggy very quickly. It become very out of tune, apparently. And yet, this is your opportunity to stay in connection with your heart, your alignment, and just turning it on like a Jedi, turning on that inner sable. And then you stay there. You become that beacon in that moment of struggle, in whichever way it comes, personally or not, or collective. So this is what's really going to be transpiring in September. Unfortunately, there is no clear indication, and I'm hearing this now, of things resolving all in September. Everything is a process. It's like the birthing canal. So we got to stay put for what's coming. Yeah. And yes, there's all these timelines at play and flowing, and we are receiving all this information from many sources, inner and outer. That September it's a pivot time, or a shift. And yes, because also remember, if we're talking astrologically, it's the midway between the Aries and the Pisces, which is the entire wheel of movement of celestial bodies. We're right in the middle. We're about to hit the middle. So we're entering that last, it's entering the 12th hour, really, in a way. So we also feel that push, right? But just remembering, not pushing any result, not attaching to any result or any direction, just finding the balance, and then at the same time achieving neutrality. And so those are for you to focus whenever you feel like losing it. Balance, neutrality. Balance, neutrality. And I leave you with that. Namaste. And for those of you who wanting a very powerful meditation to stay in this neutrality and this highest aspect of yourself, I invite you to check on the links below,